everybody, this is Sifu Nadine Shozuya, licensed acupuncturist, master herbalist, and certified Ayurvedic practitioner. Today, I am recording in Rancho Dominguez, California. Now, I hope everyone is having a great time removing the 10 destructive actions from your life. I mean, stopping the 10 destructive actions. I hope that you are seeing results immediately by either holding your tongue or watching your thoughts or changing your physical actions based on what you're learning and what you're contemplating on. Okay, now let's get on to today's subject of no flattery. No flattery has also been known as no idle chatter and no gossip. Now let's take them one by one and look at these three names for the same subject from different angles. What basically you will find in common with all three is that they all come from a place of incorrect wisdom. Okay, now flattery, I get the most objections with flattery as a destructive action in class because it looks like you're trying to do something good by flattering someone else. But building up someone's esteem, self-esteem, is not the same as flattery. Maybe you can call that a compliment. But even calling it a compliment doesn't do, because if a compliment comes from the wrong place, it's also considered a destructive action. So if you're giving someone a compliment so that they treat you better, or they give you something, or you're trying to get something out of them, or it's not even true, you're just buttering them up, then that can be a destructive action. There's a little bit of lying mixed in there, right? Sometimes there's a little bit of malicious intent in there. Maybe you tell someone that they look good because they're starting to look really good and starting to get really confident, and you're used to being the confident person in that relationship. So I don't know that you would do that on purpose, but maybe you would, based on your ego feeling like it's shrinking in comparison to someone else. And that's pretty much going to be the bottom line for a lot of these destructive actions, is feeding the false sense of who you are. Okay, so we'll talk more about that in Pratyahara in a later video. Back to today's subject of flattery. Now, flattery feels good to the other person. So the other person may come to you and be your friend only because only fishing for flattery, actually, and you don't really get anything done, which is a great segue to the next angle on flattery, which is idle chatter or gossip. Idle chatter or gossip. Okay, so idle chatter is where you back someone into a corner at a party and you feel really great because you're talking up a storm, and you don't realize that the other person stopped being interested in what you're saying and started getting tired a long time ago. Or maybe you've been that person where someone else backs you into a corner and continues speaking, and you don't know how to get out of it. Make sure what you're saying, try to be as precise as possible, try to be as short as possible, and don't waste anyone's breath or life or time on idle chatter. For the most part, it doesn't feel good. Now, gossiping is a little bit of a different slant on idle chatter and flattery, both of which waste your breath, waste your life, waste your time. And even if it starts to make the other person feel good, they're going to have to come down off of that pedestal that you put them on, and that fall may hurt. If you build up their ego and then they have to come down from that coming down doesn't feel good, right? So they'll have to come back, and you'll have to keep flattering them, and it's this never-ending cycle. And at some point, you might be tired of flattering them, although you're the one that conditioned them into depending on you for that. So it's a tangled little web, I would say. And I think that's going to be all for this week's video. Please like and subscribe to our channel, and if you share it on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, that will help us out a lot. This is Sifu Shozuya, thanking you for practicing, encouraging you to practice more, and we'll see you all in the next video.